So just a few quick things to think about in the parsha. So first of all, if you look at Parshas Nosai, Nosai is a word. It has a lot of meanings.
Oh, we spoke about this. To carry.
To carry, to count. In this week's parsha, every single paragraph in the parsha is a different meaning of the word Nosai. It's literally the parsha of Nosai. It starts off to count Nosai as Reish. Then it describes the Levium with the Noisei Ha'arain, the Noisei Kalim, the Kosef Yisa'u, they lifted, they carried. The Nesiyim, it ends off with the Nesiyim, the raised up ones. Then you have Birkus Kahanim, Yisa Hashem Pona Veilecha, which is called Nesiyas Kapayim. The Soita is a bittul of Nisuin, right? Marriage is called Nisuin. And at the end it says, Tisa es chata, she will bear her sin. The bear her sin is also called Tisa. That's number one. So I was thinking, what is the meaning of the word? The common denominator of all those meanings. So most people think that Nasai means lifted. But I don't think it could mean lifted, because Yisa Hashem Panav Elecha. Hashem lifts his eyes to you, like you were the guy up there. Be a nice Chassidish Torah to say that Hashem looks up at us. Nice? You have a real pasuk. Yisa Hashem Panav Elecha. Hashem was so holy that Hashem has to, even God has to look up to us. It's a little crazy to say that. It's a little too much, right? So rather, it's more like that the word Yisa doesn't mean lift up. So what could Yisa mean then? What do you think Yisa means in that context? If it doesn't mean Hashem lifts up his eyes to you, what is the word Yisa? What? Hashem turns. Yisa means to turn. Not to look up, but to Hashem turn his face to me. Look at me. Shine your light on me. What? Oh, so we'll see. So everything raised is turned up higher. You could turn. You can turn something not only this way, that way. You can turn it. I'll tell you why I come to this, because what is a soita? It means to turn. She turned away from her husband, from her marriage. She turned. So it'd be very cool if the parsha is about soita versus yisa. There's two different. What's the difference between yisa Hashem and soita? The soita turns away and Hashem turns towards. The holy thing is to turn towards things, and the other way is to turn away from things. It's just something to work on. Also, it's important to know, also in the parsha, a very powerful thing is the danger of counting someone Yisa. When Yosef is interpreting the dreams of the Sarah Mashkim and the Sarah Oifim, what does he say to them in the interpretation? Ba'oid shalosh yam, in 3 more days, Yisa pari es roishcha, first, the first guy, Sarah Mashkim, ve'shivcha al kanecha. Paroi will lift up your head and put you back on in your position. And then the Sarah Oifim, what does he say? He's the exact same expression. Yisa paroi es roishcha, will lift your head, me'alecha, from on you. So there's 2 different Yisa as roishcha. There's Yisa as roishcha to put you back on the throne, and Yisa as roishcha to decapitate you. So it's very powerful to figure out that's the danger of individuality, of isolating someone from the tzibur. Which brings me to the part I wanted to say really about why is a soita and a nazir back to back. So Rashi brings out a chazal that someone who sees a woman going through the soita thing, yazer kol haroya soita bilkilkula, yazer atzm yayin, he should quickly become a nazir. That's what Rashi says. But I wanted to say they're connected because of what? The soita turns away, and what's a nazir? So if you look back by Sodom, when Avram goes to war against the Melech Sodom and he frees Lot, and against the 4 kings when he frees the Melech Sodom and Lot, so he has a meeting after the war. What's crazy is the meeting is in the place called Emek Shavi, the valley of equality. He Emek HaMelech, it says, it's the valley of the king. He meets Malki Tzedek Melech Shalem, who is Shem, Malki Tzedek, king of Yerushalayim, and the king of Sodom together in the same meeting. It's a crazy thing if you look at the Psukim. Why is he meeting the biggest tzaddik and the biggest Rasha in the world together? So I think this is very trippy. I think that Avram's whole life is chesed. To Avram, who does chesed, There's no difference between Malki Tzedek and the Melech Stoim. Both of them don't do Chesed. The Melech Stoim doesn't do Chesed. Why? Because Stoim doesn't do Chesed. And why doesn't Malki Tzedek do Chesed? He's Koyin L'Kel Elyon. He's like this ascetic up in Shemayim. So to someone like Avram, whether you're not doing Chesed because you're selfish, or you're not doing Chesed because you're too holy, bottom line is you're not Chesed. Malki Tzedek and Melech Stoim are the same guy to Avram. And I think that's the Torah is telling us here with the Soita and the Nazir. The Soita and the why does a Nazir bring a Karban Chatas when he's finished? What's wrong? Why has it been Chatas? It's a beautiful thing, so holy.
Russia created this world to enjoy.
Okay, that's a teretz, but my teretz is that the Soita and the Nazir, whether they both share. They're not stelling zu to their the Soita turned away from her husband, and the Nazir is turning away from you have to be holier, you can't like everybody else. What happened to B'soich Ami and Noichi Yoshavas, a regular guy? They're both they're not team players. No?
What do you like? They're similar in one way, they're not really similar.
What?
They're not really
You would
similar.
say like they're like equal?
Like the Nazir and the Seder, they're not, like, what is a holy thing?
Like you would do a shit up with another the same way.
There was a time.
You can't do a shit if you say
Listen,
that.
there was a time that I thought maybe it's still true. I haven't thought that.
The Seder doesn't exist anymore.
There's a time that I thought that.
That's right, I was just gonna finish it.
He wants to give a bracha to the Isha Shunamis, and she tells him, "You took care of me so good, the Navi. Like, what can I do for you? I'm coming to the king. I can get you favors. What do you need?" And what does she answer? I used to think this is one of the most beautiful words in Tanakh. Right? You know the story? He says,
Sure.
"What?" It says like this. What does it say? She says, you need someone to talk to the king for you. You need anything." So someone tells him she doesn't have a kid. Give her bracha for a kid. But that's not what she said. What did she say? She said, "B'soich ami anochi yeshavas." I dwell amongst my people. Like what she's saying. The best thing you can do for me is don't single me out. That's halig. That's very holy. I dwell amongst my people. Don't. And that's what happened. Someone told him that she needs a kid. He davened for the kid, and the kid dies. And she says, "Why did you tease me? Should have let me be." But this midah of if B'soich Ami and Nochi Yashav is such a holy words, then it's very ugly words to say I need to be the guy. I need to be. Why does it? Yeah. So even the beautiful story in the Gemara with this good-looking guy. I also want to talk about that. With a good-looking guy, curly hair, he sees his face and he wants to do Averis, so he comes Nazir. Even that story is not an ideal story. You shouldn't have to shave off your head to become tzaddik. He did the right thing because he recognized his weakness. But true shleimus is you're not supposed to.
So anyone who's a Nazir is a Pekam? Would you want to say that?
You bring a chatas. There's different reasons in the Rishonim and different reasons, but this is definitely one of the reasons. It's like, why can't you shtel too? Shkoyach, Chevra.